Here's Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca with your Pinpoint Weather 12 forecast.
Well, as far as precipitation type, the one question that we get a lot, what is the difference between sleet and freezing rain? Freezing rain is plain rain, water coming out of the sky. When it strikes an object below freezing, it glazes it into ice. Whereas sleet is a little pellets of ice coming out of the sky. They bounce on the ground, bounces on your windshield, kind of like icy ball bearings, and that can be slippery as far as travel as well. So we're in the kind of that sleet mode right now. Still some snow mixing in. You take a look at live pictures now. This is North Scituate, the intersection of Route 101 and 102. And based on weather spotter reports in this general area, anywhere between 2.5 to 3 inches of snow. And you can see the road is still it's bare pavement, but still some slush on it as well. The temperatures are still below freezing, so obviously common sense travel this evening. Take it slow. And eventually, even up here, we do expect a change to plain rain later tonight. In Providence now, somewhere down there is the city, but you can see the low clouds and the sleet that's falling right now. Most locations are still below freezing. 28 in Providence, 27 Smithfield, upper 20s to low 30s along the coastline. So the sleet will eventually go over to rain while it's still below freezing, so freezing rain, and then eventually going above freezing, but that may not occur until around the midnight hour in northern suburbs, a little sooner along the South Shore. So messy evening, no doubt that continues, but we've gone over now to sleet, freezing rain, and eventually rain. Any untreated surfaces are obviously slippery, so take it slow. Better weather by tomorrow morning. We'll wake up to some damp conditions, but the good news with this system is that we're not expecting this big rapid drop or freeze overnight tomorrow morning, so we're not going to wake up to a sheet of ice. So good news, the temperatures will go above freezing. It'll be milder tomorrow afternoon, a windy day, but dry. And then we're tracking not snow, but rather some rain later in the week. Still a lot of precipitation to get through. There's really 2 storm systems. The main one is across the Great Lakes. It's this secondary one offshore that's responsible for, keeping this frozen mixture. This whole area will slide to the northeast. There is drier air behind it, and that arrives by mid-morning tomorrow, and certainly by the afternoon hours, we'll start to see some clearing, but still holding on to the cold air for now. But again, the temperatures will slowly rise during the overnight and into Wednesday. Let me walk you through it hour by hour, starting off this evening, still with the temps near the freezing mark. Here we are at about 11 o'clock. Notice northwest suburbs where it's 32. This pink represents actually freezing rain, whereas where it's above freezing in green, that is plain rain. So if you have travel plans later this evening, northwestern suburbs, it's still kind of icy there. Then by 1 o'clock in the morning, most of us have transitioned over to plain rain. Tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., perhaps a leftover rain shower, but look at the temps. That's more like it, above freezing. So while roads will be wet, they're not icy. Tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock, upper 30s to low 40s, so a little bit of melting. And then tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, looking at partly cloudy conditions. By 11 o'clock tomorrow night, the temperature in the upper 20s to around 30 and essentially dry. So for tomorrow morning, damp roads early, partly sunny skies later in the morning and drier. Temperatures rising and staying above freezing tomorrow afternoon. Not bad. The only downside is a pretty windy day, but it's dry and the temperatures well above freezing. We're thinking somewhere between roughly 40 and 45 degrees. All right, 7-day 4. Well, travel impacts. Certainly they're significant right now through the evening hours, dropping off a little bit by 11 o'clock. That's not to say that at 11 o'clock it's great driving. Still use a little bit of caution, and then much better by tomorrow morning and into tomorrow afternoon. All right, 7-day forecast shows improvements tomorrow. Thursday, not bad. Rain, not snow, some rain showers later Friday evening, and then drying out and cooling off for the weekend. 43 Saturday, 36 degrees on Sunday with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Generally, we've picked up in pretty much what we were expecting, 1 to 3 inches statewide, and now we're dealing with sleet and some freezing rain.
Amazing how fast, though. I was telling Mike I left my house just as the flakes started appearing out of the sky.
And it stuck right away.
Yeah, right away, and it took, I think, over an hour to get from Saunderstown to East Providence.
Yeah, the pavement was pretty cold, so as soon as it started to snow, it accumulated instantly.
Yeah. All right, Tony, thanks. More coverage you can count on still ahead on Eyewitness News Live at 5.